Alright, let's talk about Maximilien Robespierre, and not like he was always the man behind the terror, because he wasn't. He starts as someone who genuinely believed in justice. He's born on May 6, 1758, in Arras, France. His early life is rough. His mother dies when he's young, his father leaves, and he grows up mostly on his own, raised by relatives. That matters, because from the beginning he doesn't come from power, he comes from instability, so he leans into structure, education, discipline, order. He excels in school, and eventually studies law in Paris. By his early 20s, he's already building a reputation as someone serious, principled, and focused. By the time he's around 25 years old, he's working as a lawyer. And what stands out about him is that he's not chasing money or influence. He's focused on fairness, equality, justice. And that mindset lines up perfectly with what's about to happen in France. In 1789, at 31 years old, the French Revolution begins, and Robespierre steps into it immediately. He's elected to represent the Third Estate. Not the elites, not the privileged, the people. And early on he pushes hard for reform. He supports freedom of speech, equal rights, and the idea that no one should be above the law. He even argues against the death penalty. That's who he is at the start. But the revolution doesn't stay idealistic for long. By 1791, at 33, the monarchy is weakening fast. Tension is rising, trust is breaking. Then in 1792, at 34, everything shifts. France becomes a republic, the monarchy is abolished, and soon after King Louis XVI is put on trial. Robespierre supports his execution. That's a major turning point. Because now the revolution has crossed a line. It's no longer reforming power, it's eliminating it. And once that starts, it doesn't slow down. France is surrounded by enemies. Other nations want the revolution crushed. Inside the country there are divisions, uprisings, and constant fear of betrayal. And Robespierre begins to change. By 1793, at 35 years old, he becomes one of the most powerful figures in the government through the Committee of Public Safety. And this is where everything flips. He starts to believe that the revolution can't survive without force, that freedom must be protected by fear, that enemies of the revolution must be removed completely. This leads directly into the Reign of Terror. And now the system becomes ruthless. Trials are fast, accusations are enough. Thousands of people are executed by guillotine. Not just nobles, not just obvious enemies, anyone suspected of opposing the revolution. At this point, Robespierre isn't acting out of chaos. He believes he's doing what's necessary. He even says that terror is just justice, applied quickly and without mercy. But here's the problem. Once fear becomes the system, no one is safe from it. Not even the people running it. By 1794, at 36 years old, people around Robespierre start to turn on him. Not because they disagree with the revolution, but because they fear becoming the next target. He's arrested, and almost immediately, the system he helped create is used against him. On July 28, 1794, he is executed by guillotine. At 36 years old, no long defense, no escape. Just like so many before him. And just like that, he's gone. Robespierre's story is one of the most important shifts in the revolution. He starts as someone who believes in equality, fairness, and justice. Someone who opposes execution. Someone who wants to build something better. But over time, he becomes convinced that protecting that vision requires control. That fear can enforce freedom. That eliminating threats is the only way to survive. And in doing that, he creates the exact kind of system he was fighting against. A system where power is absolute. Where opposition is erased. Where fear controls everything. He didn't begin as a villain. He became one through belief. And that's what makes his story so dangerous. Because it shows how easily a movement for freedom can turn into